Hi, this is a napkin journal that I'm making for use by another person. It's a napkins and envelopes, and what I want to do is, before I finish putting it together, show how it's assembled. So it's 14 envelopes, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, with 2 of them serving as a front and back cover. Each one is covered front and back with a paper napkin. So quickly on the supplies here. The paper napkins are separated down to 1 ply, the top sheet, which has the ink on it. Take those aside. So the ink is nice and stable on these because they're napkins. Nobody wants to wipe their mouth and have ink everywhere. And the paper is very, very, very transparent, as well as absorbent. Although these ones on the inside are more absorbent. These are a little harder on the surface simply because they've been printed on, which makes them ideal for decoupage. After using up a lot of other nice gel mediums on doing this, I went back to what I learned initially with tissue paper, which is this school glue. I don't know about the all-purpose glue. This is what people are using. 2/3 this to 1/3 water. So I mixed that up as I needed it from the top into a smaller container, and I'm using this to put it in. I keep this in the refrigerator. This is the brush I'm using. It's all a mess, but it's very, very nice for smoothing napkins. When you've got the glue on it, you just push like a push broom and smooth like this from the center out, and they become very, very nice. So this old brush, and I saw someone doing this, it makes perfect sense. I just keep it inside of a Ziploc bag, so when I'm ready to use it, it still has wet glue in it, and it's good to go. I don't have to clean it, and I don't have to set it up. I'm working on top of waxed paper to keep the tissue paper and napkin paper from sticking. To cover these, well, this is the basic construction. I have here 2 envelopes. This one has just been covered. Okay. You take your envelope, and instead of folding the flap down, you fold it back on itself, and you simply stick it into the previous envelope. That's the construction. Then you can design it by just laying the pages in or putting them in here until you get ready to paste each one. In pasting them now, we take one envelope and we protect the inside of the envelope with waxed paper, and we protect the outside of the envelope with a larger sheet of waxed paper. Then we put a layer of the glue mixture on here, put the tissue down very carefully, put a little bit more on, and so it brushes very smoothly, and you smooth from the center out. And then you wait for it to dry. So it's a long process, and it's nice that if you have a place you can leave your work set up. So then when that's done, that's good to go. The other side is done just with a single paper napkin in the same way, but you don't have to stick anything inside. You just put it on as if it's one sheet, because it is. When it's dry, then you pay attention to what goes into what. I don't usually match these. These are actually a luncheon napkin and a dinner napkin of the same series, so it's slightly different size. I did some extra collage on these for fun, for my underwater scene, both of these. So these have had the paper glued on. I have not yet trimmed it off. And I like to, especially on these older envelopes, glue this up in the same way. I'll have to trim this down to one and a nice size, so it's gets a little bit of a binding on the edge of these old envelopes. So then when this is dry, cut everything down, put it in there, and you have a page. And here's the next to last page, right there. And there's the last page that doesn't have anything on it. When everything is all put together, then we'll take this cover page that has the flap on it and not folded back. It comes around everything. And you just figure out how thick it is. Push it down, even it up, and fold it to give yourself a nice spine. And then you're going to glue this down after you decide what you're going to glue onto that. Now, and this envelope is not going to have a pocket. Now, when you glue it together, all you do is when you have tucked the envelope in, you're going to put glue on, here we go, all of this side, just this, of the flap, and carefully stick it in there and glue it down. Okay, you're going to do that to each one of them in order from here. So you're going to take that out, put glue on there, and stick it down. So that's how this journal is made. Then there are other things you can do with it. There are every page has pockets. It's a great, actually I like mine for kind of a briefcase. Just has notes and stuff. And you can put journaling bits and pieces and all of that. So I have another one that I've been working on that with, but I think I'm going to put this one on Etsy. I don't know. It's looking good. And this is my one to show how the construction works. Oh, what is it? It's like so. This one is birds and butterflies mostly, but the back has some aquatic. Layers. This I'm going to put a little bit more because the paper is showing through. Also helps to protect the paper, to have all this glue on it. I really had fun with layering on these and seeing what I could get away with in terms of putting exciting things together. I love these. And this, working the colors together, and some scraps in the background of this aquatic one. And ditto, a different aquatic one. And this will be trimmed down and be all tidy with these rows. An exciting color. And this will be the last pages, and this will wrap around and be done. I believe I did on my other large one. Before I wrapped it around, I went ahead and put Aileen's tacky glue down in here. Not so much that it ran down, but I put it in there just to give a little extra help. So, thank you for looking.